Hi! I realize how late this is, but I mean, better late than never, right? I don't know. I just saw everybody else doing this, so I decided that I wanted to do it too, because why not? So this is the mid-year book tag. I'm going to be answering some questions. I got these questions from Larry Reed's, and I also got them from Sarah Curley's video. So without further ado, I just want to jump straight into it. I feel like a lot of these books are going to be repeats of other people's because, hey, they're popular for a reason, okay? So if you guys want to answer these questions, I will put the questions in the description, and you can make a video or like answer them in the comments. But before we start though, I got the bookmark crew neck. It's so cute and it's very thick. So the first one is the best book you've read so far. Obviously this is like going from mid-year, or this is going from the beginning of 2024 to now. So I started reading a lot more popular books in 2024. There was definitely a couple of books that I thought of immediately. Like obviously A Court of Mist and Fury. That book was so good. That is the second book to the ACOMAF series. I think about that book all the time. And it's so interesting how much I love that book more than the first one. Also, I thought of Better Than the Movies. That book was just so good. YA romance is one of my favorite. It's just that fluffy, feel-good, easy read. It just makes you feel good, makes you feel happy and giddy, and it was such a cute book, and that was definitely one of my favorites. But I decided to ultimately answer this question and say that the best book I've read so far this year is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. The chokehold that the story has on me is insane. Like, I think about the world and the characters and Kai way too much. And Kit. I've talked about Kit a lot lately. But yeah, that is the best book I've read so far, I would say, is Powerless. And I know that a lot of people probably have the same answer, but hey, I don't care. It is what it is. It's good. And so the next question was the best sequel you've read so far this year. And obviously, like, I could have said A Court of Mist and Fury because it is a sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses. But when I think about it, Reckless was so good too. Like, I know I complained about it, but I think about Reckless a lot more than A Court of Mist and Fury. There was a lot going on like the romance side of things in Reckless, and as someone that loves romance books, I just loved it, and I have to give the best sequel to Reckless. Like, it was just so good. So the next question is new releases you haven't read but want to. And that's a tough one because there's been a lot of new releases, but I haven't read the books before them to read them. But a new release that I would really like to read but I haven't been able to is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I've heard like so many good things about this book, but I don't want to read it right now because I want to kind of go in order with her books. You don't have to, but I just kind of want to. Now that we're getting closer to fall, I probably won't read it until next year, but that's like the only thing that I could think of for this question. I don't know what else has been released so far that I don't really remember off the top of my head, so I'm just gonna say Just for the Summer. And then the next question is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year, which technically we're kind of already in the second half of the year. And I have two answers for this. One is Daydream by Hannah Grace that comes out at the end of this month. And I'm so excited because I have read Icebreaker and Wildfire. And I do love Hannah Grace's books and I love the characters. Sometimes there is too much spice for my liking because, I mean, I like spice, but like not like too much. And it's just kind of a lot in those books. But I'm so excited about this book specifically because we have seen Henry so much in Icebreaker and Wildfire, and Daydream is Henry's book. Henry is one of the main characters in the first two books, like their friend, and he just seems so cool. And I really want to learn more about him and his character and just go through his love story, and that's what Daydream is about, and that's why I'm so excited for Daydream. And another release that I'm excited to read this fall is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I loved Better Than the Movies so much that I'm just so excited to read that book. It's just kind of following the characters as they go on to college and kind of seeing if they stay together or not. And I'm just so excited, but also a little nervous because you know how sometimes sequels can get. Sometimes things are better without a sequel, but I think it's gonna be really, really good, and I have really high hopes for it, so I'm super, super excited for it. So the next question is the biggest surprise so far this year, and I guess this can go in two different ways. The biggest surprise the good way and the biggest surprise the bad way. So I did answer both of these. I think the biggest surprise for me is the Avatar series. I really did not think that I would like the series as much as I do right now, because that was like the most fantasy thing I have read, basically, like really getting into the fantasy. And as like a new reader getting into fantasy and all these other genres besides romance, I was a little worried that I would be interested, and I was worried that I would be confused and all these other things, but I was just so surprised that I actually really enjoyed that book, and the second book especially. Like, I enjoyed both books, but the second book's really good. But just enjoying that series in general and just getting into the world, I was just very surprised, because I am not somebody that I don't watch any TV that has to do with fantasy or anything. Like, I don't do anything. I was just surprised that I enjoyed it, and it was great. And the bad surprise, I mean, I had to really kind of sit and think about this, because I was like, what book did I not like that I really thought I was gonna like? So I had like a couple answers for this. I mean, The Two Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silver. I mean, I kind of figured I wouldn't like that book though, because I read another book by her, One Day in December, did not like it. And I guess I wasn't too surprised that I didn't like that book, but just how much I didn't like it, it was just like, wow. But the other book that I really didn't like, that I was kind of disappointed in, I actually have it behind me, was The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I was really kind of disappointed in this, because Lynn Painter's YA books are so good. Like, before I read this, I read The Do-Over by her. Love The Do-Over so much. But this is her adult romance, and I really didn't like it. So now I kind of don't want to read any of her adult romances. But yeah, I didn't like this one too much. The guy got like really controlling and like weird pretty quickly, and then she was just so in denial the whole time about the perfect guy. And it was just kind of like, I don't know, I think if you put this in the YA setting, it would probably be a lot better, because she just seems to be able to capture feelings of being in high school a lot better than like whatever that was. Like, I sound so mean, but I just really did not like The Love Wager. It was just really boring. It was not boring, like, it was fine. I don't know, I shouldn't justify it, I just didn't like it. Favorite new author of 2024. And this is tough, because this year I started out reading a lot of different authors. Like, I think this year was the first time I read, this was like the first year I read Lynn Painter, Sarah J. Maas, like a lot of like Lauren Roberts, a lot of really good, like, you know, authors. So I guess now I was just trying to think. It was very, very hard to decide. Carly Fortune, even, I didn't really enjoy Every Summer After that much, but I liked her writing a lot. I think overall this is gonna be like this is kind of a stretch. A book that really sticks out to me is the novella called The Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. I really enjoyed her writing, and she just had such a way of like telling the story, and I just really enjoyed it. Like, the characters felt so relatable, and it was just a novella. Like, it was like maybe 70 pages or something like that, but I'm just like, wow, if she can capture like that much in a novella, I really wonder what her actual books are like. And I need to read some of her books soon, but I just really enjoyed the characters in that specific novella. And I think that's probably my new favorite author, kind of. I kind of, like, that's like an honorable mention, I guess, because I shouldn't really say that that's my favorite author. I think my favorite new author is just gonna have to, I think it's just gonna have to go with Lynn Painter, because her YA books were just so good. Like, The Do-Over was so good. Better Than the Movies was so good. I love her writing. It's very easy. Kind of in some ways reminds me of Casey West. She's another YA author. She wrote Sun Kiss. I have a couple of Casey West books. This is one of my favorite books by Casey West. If you guys want like a fluffy romance, it's like a lot like Lynn Painter's writing, read Casey West books. She's got plenty. She's got a bunch of books. Fill-In Boyfriend by her is my favorite. And then there's another one that was really good. Oh, this one, Sunkissed by Casey West. If you're able, read this one. It's a very cute, very good, very fast paced. But she kind of reminds me of Lynn Painter in a way where it's just like YA fluffy, cute romance books. So yeah, I'd have to say that Lynn Painter is my new favorite author as of right now, with an honorable mention of Abby Jimenez because, again, I haven't read much of, I only read one novella by Abby Jimenez, but when I did, it was just so good. Newest fictional crush. I was trying to think, like, who was my fictional crush before? And probably Zayden or something from Fourth Wing. And I read a lot of books since then, and, you know, I've read A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and we've got, you know, we got Rysand, and we've got, or is it Rhysand? I don't know, Rhysand, I don't know. You know, Divine Rivals, we've got Rome and Kit, and then, you know, there's a lot. But obviously, I think you guys already know this answer. Kai from Powerless? Kai Azer, man. I think about him way too much. But yeah, right now I would have to say Kai from Powerless. He's so good. And it probably has a lot to do with the audiobook, because the audiobook, the guy who voices Kai, woo, okay. Yeah, the guy who voices Kai, he's so good. Okay, anyway, a book that made you cry. There hasn't really been a book that's made me actually cry, like cry. But there's been a couple of books that made me tear up. So the books that made me kind of tear up a little bit was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo at the very end, if you know, you know. And this is funny, The Only One Left by Riley Sager. The end of The Only One Left, I kind of teared up a little bit because I love old people, okay? I just felt bad. So that's my answer. The most beautiful book bought or received for this year. Funny enough, I was looking at my bookshelves and I was like, where are the pretty books at? Because I've had these books for a long time. I haven't gone book shopping in a while, and I was trying to think, like, what books are pretty. Honestly, though, I really like the Not in Love cover by Ali Hazelwood. I don't know why. Like, I love the pinks and the blues and, like, the reds, and I even love the way the back looks. Like, I think this book is just really, like, really, it's really cute. It's also got this exclusive artwork in it. It's so cute. And I love the spine of this. I think it's so cute. But I actually just got a book in the mail today. And I'm going to be reading this for a reading vlog. But I really like the way this book looks because it's just so simple. So I actually just ordered The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. And I think it's so cute, like the whole thing. I really did not think I was gonna get this cover. I think this is the new cover, but it's really cute. And it kind of matches her Tomorrow book. I don't know where that is, it's somewhere. But I really think that this one is so cute. I love the rainbow and I love like the shop. But I'm gonna read this for like a reading vlog soon. But I just thought this was so pretty. So this is gonna have to be my answer. The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. One of the most beautiful covers so far. So the last question for the tag is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? Oh my god, a lot. There's so many books that I need to finish up and read. The main books that I want to read by the end of the year is finishing the ACOTAR series. I have to read the last 3. And then I also would really like to read Bride by Ali Hazelwood. That is on my TBR for this month. And the reason why is because all my friends have read it and I need to read it and figure out what they're talking about with the whole, there's like a whole scene in it and people had to look up what it meant and I was like, what does that mean? So I need to read it and figure out what the heck's going on. And I really also want to finish Caraval because I really want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. And I have all the Once Upon a Broken Heart books, but honestly, I'm gonna buy the UK covers. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get rid of these. I'm not gonna keep them because there's no point. But yeah, I'm gonna get the UK covers after I finish Caraval. So yeah, those are the books I really need to finish this year. And that's pretty much it. There were some goals that I had in 2024 that I did not do, that I'm not gonna do. My number one goal was to read the Throne of Glass series. That's not happening. I can't finish that by the end of the year. That's gonna be in 2025. I will read Throne of Glass in 2025 for sure. And my other goal was to read Twilight or Harry Potter. That's not happening. I don't have enough time. I think the biggest hurdle for me this year was like moving and getting everything in the house prepared and stuff. So that's why I couldn't do a lot of the goals or whatever. But I do have a goal to read 50 books this year, and so far I've read 29. So I think I might be able to get at least close. I don't know if I can reach 50, but I'm getting there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just going over all the books that I've read and all these and answering the questions. Oh, and another goal was to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm really hoping we can hit that, but if not, that's okay too. We're really, really close. I think I have like 940 right now or something. But I really appreciate you guys subscribing and like sticking through me through this book journey. Obviously, I have a lot to catch up on when it comes to books, and there's a lot of series that I have not read. But I really want to. I really want to like see what everyone's talking about. I feel so far behind, but I realize it is not a competition, it is not a race. Read at your own pace, it's fine. Plenty of series I still have to read. I gotta finish the Twisted series, I gotta read Shatter Me, I have to read the Inheritance Game series, I have to read Caraval, I have to read Once Upon a Broken Heart, I have to read Throne of Glass, I have to finish ACOTAR, I have to read Harry Potter, and I also have to read Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. I need to read that too. There's just so much I have to read. But I'm excited nonetheless. It's been really fun. It's been a really fun journey. I've really been enjoying watching everybody else on BookTube, and it's just been so inspiring, and I love that reading has become a big part of my life now. It's been so fun, and it's really inspired me to write a book one day. And I don't know if I'll ever share the book idea that I have. Like, I have like a solid idea. I've had an idea for a book for 10 years probably. And I think that reading books has kind of helped me figure out how I want to write my own book and kind of how I want to go about it with, like, you know, because at first I was writing in third person, and I was like, nah, I need to write in dual POV or whatever, because do not write a book that you don't like reading, because I realized I don't like reading in third person, so why would I write a third person book? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know when I'll share the idea I have for a book. I've only written the prologue, and it's in third person, so I have to rewrite it, but I'll tell you the genre. The genre is magical realism with some romance in there too. It would be YA magical realism with romance or something like that. And it has to do with guardian angels. So that's the idea I have. If you guys ever want to know more, maybe I'll share some. I don't know if anyone's interested, but I've had that idea for a long time, and I've plotted out like everything that's gonna happen. Like, I know everything that's gonna happen, and it would only be one book. I can't write a series. It'd be one book. I guess that's a goal. That can be a new goal for 2025, is to, like, you know, at least write a couple chapters. And I don't know. I mean, I really hope that I can like write the book and actually do it, because that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. And then I could like send it out to people, and they can tell me if it's awful. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent at the end there, but again, thank you guys so much for sticking with me and watching this video. And if you guys want to answer any of these questions in the comments or anything, all the questions are going to be in the description. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. I have 3 other videos in the works right now, and they've been fun to film, and yeah, it's been a journey. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you.